Greetings. I hope you're doing great wherever you are, whenever
you are
watching this video. How I failed my CDL test the first time. I got what they call an automatic fail for something very, very silly. And, you put a lot of effort into what you're doing, a lot of studying. And I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes that I make. One thing I'm going to do here on YouTube, on my channel, is be transparent with people. Not try to portray myself as some super trucker who knows everything and has never gotten anything wrong. Anyway, let's get into it. So, I got there the morning and ready for my pre-trip and the backing and the road test, right? Studied everything. Boom. I got the engine compartment. Knocked that out. The in-cab, and this is why I tell people to pay attention to the in-cab, right? On the in-cab and the air brakes, I did everything, well, almost everything right. I pointed out my reflective triangles. I pointed out my fire extinguisher and windshield, and everything is connected and secure, not bent, broken, or cracked, and no obstruction. And I did my four-way flasher with the lights and everything. And when I got to the air brake aspect of it, I did everything, well, almost everything, right? Except turning off the ignition, switch it off, and then switch it back in the on position to do the air brakes test. So I was there pumping away. Oh, I'm not losing 4 psi per minute. I'm not this, that. I'm going to pump on the brake, and this is going to come on, and that is going to do that, and my air pressure, all that. And then the instructor looked at me, and he said, well, today I'm going to give you an automatic fail because of one thing. I did not switch the ignition off and then switch it back into the on position before I perform the air brake test. And it's funny, just like that. And, the next day I went back and I knocked it out the park, so don't pressure yourself too much where you're very nervous and stuff. Stick to your guns. I always say that. And just to give you a few pointers that he had told me about how you can get automatic fails on your CDL test, right? For the get out and look, when you're doing the backing maneuver, on the straight line back, you can get out and look one time, okay? When you have that parallel or that offset or the 90, you can get out 2 times. If you get out and look more than 1 time while straight backing, that's an automatic fail. If you get out and look more than 2 times while doing any of the other backing maneuvers, that is an automatic fail. Just want you guys to know that. On the driving test, you could be able to drive this truck very well. And if you are driving and you hit a curb, and that, you got to watch out for those curbs. Once you hit a curb, you could have done everything right leading up to that. Hitting a curb, riding up on that curb is an automatic failure. Yep, want you guys to know that. Another thing too, on the driving aspect of it, you don't want to be running stop signs. You don't want to be running red lights. There's some other stuff in the test that you will lose a point here or there for. But some of those stuff, and also this one is big. Whenever you are getting out the truck, let's say you are in the truck with the, you get in the truck with the instructor. Whenever you're getting out to do your walk around and do any checks around the truck, always, always, always take the key with you. If you don't take the key with you, that is an automatic fail. So you got to take the key with you because it's a safety precaution. What they're practicing, what they're training you to do right there is they don't want you to get on the road and leave the key in your truck. someone else could move your truck without your permission, without your supervision, and they could go run somebody over. Worst case scenario, a fatality. They could also go run into a building. Somebody could get hurt. They could drop the trailer. All kinds of stuff could happen. So you should always, always, always take your key with you whenever you're doing your walk around. Back to that road test aspect of it. When you're doing your road test, some instructors that are testing you, they're pretty cool. And they'll start chatting it up with you. So what makes you want to do trucking? I had an instructor ask me that when I was doing the driving aspect of it. I was pretty calm and cool. We chat a little bit. But if you realize that you're starting to get nervous, maybe you want to say to her or him, whichever the instructor is, all right, I just want to focus here. Say it in a polite way. You know what I mean? Say it in a polite way, but don't be chatting up a storm and then next thing you run up on a stop sign and you can't stop. You roll past that stop sign. All right? Listen to the instructions that the instructor is giving you. Another automatic failure is if they tell you to stop that truck somewhere. Let's say they say to you, okay, I want you to get in the truck, drive up to that cone and stop at that line right by the cone. And you drive up to it and you drive past that line and then that's when you're stopping. You gotta be very, very careful when it comes to listening and following the instructions that is given to you. I don't want you to make the same mistakes I make. I'm just being transparent. As always, as I always say, I hope you're doing great wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. Stay safe.